So I bought this mini excavator to use around my homestead. My first project was clearing this half-acre area, which will someday be our backyard. And it's been awesome. Except the stupid tracks keep falling off, which is really annoying. But I think I know why, and to test my theory, I decided to make a 3D model of my track. So I jumped into Fusion and 3D printed some parts, and after a couple tries, I ended up with this. Here you can see just how an excavator track works. This is the drive sprocket, and it lines up with these round thingies on the track, called links. This idler wheel can move back and forth to adjust track tension. And these parts here are wheel guides that stop the track from falling off. So why are my tracks falling off? Well, let's take this one off and have a closer look. The first step is to use the boom to lift the track off the ground. Now we can take a wrench and loosen this fitting, which will let grease out of the adjuster and loosen the track. Now that it's loose, we can manhandle this puppy off of there. These track links have steel cores and this thing weighs over 300 pounds. With the track off, we can take a closer look at the culprit, this drive sprocket. At first glance it looks fine, but let's compare it to a new one. And man, look how worn that thing is. But why would that make the track fall off? Well, let's make a model of my worn out gear, throw that on my track demo and see how it works. And here you can see the issue. Since the sprocket is so worn, these gear teeth are now too close together and don't line up with the track links, so it can't seat in all the way and is always loose. And you can see that on this other track. These gear teeth start out aligned with the links, but as you move down, the alignment is completely off. So let's pop all these bolts off and get this old sprocket off with some persuasion. Now we can throw the shiny new one on there and get her bolted in and torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. And now for the really fun part, getting this beast back on the machine. I have a lot of experience with this now because my tracks have fallen off so much, and you first want to get it on the sprocket and over that top carrier roller. And it sometimes helps to lower the machine a bit, which pushes the track into the ground and stretches it out. Then once it's halfway on the idler wheel, you can power the track forward while pushing in. And yeah, it goes without saying, this isn't super safe to do by yourself. Have a friend help you if you can. The next step is to tension the track, which we start off by tightening the grease fitting. Then we take a grease gun and pump this bad boy up. This tensioner is basically just a cylinder that you fill with grease, which pushes the idler wheel out. Pretty simple. And with that one done, we just have to do the same thing on the other side. Lift her up, loosen the track, wrangle her off, goodbye old sprocket, hello new sprocket, wrangle track back on, tighten it up, test it out, and with that, this old girl is ready to work. Time will tell if this will fix my issue, but it already seems to track a lot better. I've got a ton of projects lined up for this machine. Making trails, installing culverts, and prepping a site for my garage. So make sure you subscribe if you want to follow along on this journey. Thanks for watching.